How's it? Welcome back. So having just shot the video about turning your regular lucid dreams into more of an OBE type experience by simply playing around with the perspectives and going from more of a third person point of view. In that video, I was mentioning how you could use the hypnagogic state, basically stage 1 of sleep stuff, liminal dreaming, right, as a great training grounds to try and go for more of these OBE type experiences. So here are two ways you can kind of utilize that space to go for more of these OBE type experiences. So the first one would be playing around with the early stage hypnagogia, where you're getting these first full-on flashes of real full-blown images. So past just the, maybe center point stuff or soft diffuse light or a flash of light or starry night sky type hypnagogia, trying to go for more of the full-on imagery. So one of the things that happens is most of the time when these images first start popping up, it will literally be a flash. It will just pop up and it will disappear, right? So you can make use of that and start using those flashes of images to start trying to seed intention within your head, start trying to play around with controlling this space and having specific type of imagery pop up. So once you're seeing this early stage hypnagogia, which say like a center point or soft diffuse spots of light or starry night sky or whatever, start trying to basically have the thought in your head be, once you slip into the state of seeing yourself from an outside perspective, such as say seeing yourself lying in bed from like the corner of the bedroom or something like that. Then, once you get that flash of an image, if you're successful, great. If you're not successful, when that first flash comes up, doesn't matter. It will probably disappear anyway. Set that intention to see yourself mentally from that corner again, and just keep rinse and repeating until that happens. And then if you can see yourself, basically try to hold that image, use it as your object of attention, build it out more. And then if you're lucky enough to slip into REM at that point and actually have a wild with it, then you can turn that into a full-on, like basically a lucid dream, OBE type experience. Another way to go at it, which in some ways sucks a lot more but can actually be easier, is to give yourself insomnia. So this can work really good if you're already having insomnia. This technique works amazing. If not, you can try to purposely give yourself insomnia by essentially overthinking and having your mind be too active and essentially focusing on the fact that you can't fall asleep, but you're trying to. Essentially what you're trying to get to is having the dream of you being in bed trying to fall asleep and not being able to. And this actually happens a lot. When you're having insomnia, I'm sure for a good portion of the people out there, at some point within that process, you're actually dreaming of yourself being in bed, having a hard time falling asleep, but you're actually asleep. At least for men, I can say this from firsthand experience, it's very easy to tell if you were actually asleep at some point and dreaming of being stuck in bed having insomnia by simply checking your pants, right? Because men will end up getting erect during that whole process. So it's a pretty easy thing to check on your own. But basically, as you're going through this whole insomnia process of trying to fall asleep, not being sure if you actually are asleep or not, you just periodically throughout that process try to sit up. And sometimes you might actually just sit up being wide awake, but then every once in a while you'll actually will sit up and you'll actually will be asleep, and then you can have the actual full-on OBE type experience of literally rising out of your body, seeing yourself in bed, and that shit is really awesome. Only happened to me a few times, right? But when it happens, it is really like one of the coolest experiences to fucking ever happen. Just as a little side note, even though I said this in the previous video, every time I've had this experience and actually sat up out of my body, full on feels like I'm having an OBE type experience, just like the books say and other people's stories, is as I stayed within that space, kept exploring it. It did initially look like I was in my room, but then shit got more dreamlike and it essentially turned into just a regular straight up lucid dream, which I've had many experiences of already. But anyway, with that said, that is it. A couple techniques for you to try. And until the next video, keep your lucid dreaming practices, liminal dreaming practices legit.